I just want to say for the record, in spite of my appearance, I am a firm believer in consent. That's a thing for me, everybody. I'm also adopted, clearly. And people use that as an insult. They'll say shit to me like I wasn't wanted. Oh, really? Because my parents spent $10,000, filled out 500 pages worth of paperwork, and waited 3 years on a waiting list for a white baby because they're racist. Your mom just came to your dad with a positive pregnancy test and was like, huh? And he was like, ah, right? One of us was wanted. It's this guy right here. I'm a selected baby. You people, lottery babies. Your parents pulled on a handle and you fell out of the slide. You're not fucking special. Okay. Because I'm adopted, people think I have a lot of skin in the abortion game. They'll say shit to me like, how would you have felt if you'd have been aborted? I'm like, well, I'd have felt like you saved me about 51 years worth of hassle. I'm not saying I'm sad to be alive, right? But if something had come to me in the womb and said, hey, Dan, spoiler, your name's gonna be Dan. Hey, Dan. Here's the entirety of your life. Do you wanna live it like, ugh. Bust out the Cuisinart, son. Get me the fuck out of here. I don't wanna do it. I kind of feel like my life like a Netflix movie I accidentally clicked on. I wouldn't have watched it if it was my choice, but now that it's on, I just want to see how it ends. I'm a pretty nerdy guy, in case you don't have eyes and can't see, pretty nerdy guy. I'm nerdy enough that I have my favorite rocket ship. It's the Space Shuttle Challenger. Does anybody remember the Space Shuttle Challenger? If you don't remember, here's how it went. Cool, fucking amazing. It was great. It was a rocket that flew in the air and blew up. We call that shit fireworks, and we love that stuff. And when I was a young man, I got to watch a $5 billion bottle rocket blow up at 10,000 feet. And when that happened, I laughed as hard as I've laughed in my entire life. I laughed so hard I got detention for it. Because if you're not familiar, there was a teacher that won a trip to be on the Space Shuttle Challenger. And as she was getting on, they did a close-up of her face. And the look on her face said, this is going to be the greatest moment of the rest of my life. And she was 100% correct. Holy shit. And yeah, sure, it's sad she died. Yes, shit. But she died on a rocket ship. Every single person in this room will die. None of us get to die on a rocket ship. If you ask me how I wanted to die, 100 out of 100 times, rocket ship. I would love to detonate in the stratosphere and scatter my ashes all the way across the eastern seaboard. And if that's not your answer, maybe you're the psycho. By the way, the teacher was an alternate. The person that was really supposed to be on the space shuttle was Big Bird. Can you imagine how horrific that would have been if Big Bird had been on the space shuttle? All the Sesame Street characters just seeing him off, you know? It blows up, Bert and Ernie just holding one another, crying uncontrollably. The Snuffleupagus just ceases to exist altogether. And the count is just compulsively counting burning yellow feathers as they fall out of the sky. 1, oh my God, 2, he can't help himself. The weirdest part of that joke is that I know a lot about Sesame Street. That shit is burned into your brain as a child. You don't have a choice. Much like everyone else during quarantine, I got really into true crime documentaries. My favorite, I think, was a show called The Last Dance. If you're not familiar, it's the story of a man named Michael Jordan who attempted to murder the entire NBA for goddamn near a decade. The one takeaway from that is that Michael Jordan was psychotically competitive, which is why he was the saddest man in America when Kobe Bryant died. Because if you don't remember, Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter accident, and now Michael Jordan can't die in his sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? He can't go out like a punk. He's got to go out like a champion, right? The only way he can do it, I think, is to smash his plane into his yacht. Then, maybe. Then he'd be the greatest death of all time. The dote. The G is silent on that. I think it's IKEA or something.